Hi there everybody, thank you for coming back for another video of my Johto Solo Run series. We're going to get started with the wheel randomizer in a minute, but first we're just going to go over the rules. So rule 1, we let the wheel decide. Spin 3 times, whatever 3 Pokemon come up we choose one of them and do the full run with. Secondly, I can only use that Pokemon in battle for the entire run. Rule 3, I cannot heal using items in battle. I can heal outside of battle using items, that's fair game, but not inside battle. Rule 4, no held items. This means the likes of no charcoal, no pink bow, nothing that can boost my moves or heal anything within battle. Rule 5, I can use TMs and HMs. Rule 6, I can't use double team unless it is learned via level up. Okay, now the rules are done, let's get on with the run. Okay, now we're back with another spin of the wheel. Honestly, that Tyrogue run was absolute torture. I only have Tackle to start off with, so let's see. We start off this time with Kingdra. That's an interesting Pokemon. I hated Seadra and Horsey in Gen 1, but Seadra's got Dragon types, so that could be interesting. Next up is Quillfish. I feel like Quillfish could be a very underrated Pokemon. Let's see what we get for the third spin. Oh, Larvitar. Being the pseudo? Yeah, let's go with that. Larvitar is a really interesting choice, to be honest. It's the first stage evolution of this generation's pseudo-legendary with Tyranitar. And it's honestly not got a bad base stat total. It's got a 300 base stat total, 50 HP, 60 attack, 50 defense, 45 special attack, and 50 special defense. But the thing that's actually making me a bit worried is that 41 base speed. So we're going to choose Meganium as the rival's Pokemon because we're a rock ground type. It gets the dark typing when it evolves, so at the moment it's only rock ground, which actually does give us a lot of weaknesses. And that'll make this run quite interesting, I think. I feel like, honestly though, with the starting moveset we get at level 1 we have Leer and Bite, so it's probably one of the better movesets you can start off with. Bite's a dark type move in Gen 2. And it's 60 base power and physical, which, to be fair, is one of our better stats. But that 41 speed stat I think that's going to be a real problem moving forward. So let's see how we do against the Chikorita. Considering we've got Bite as a move, I reckon we're going to get through this quite easily. Annoyingly, the Chikorita does use Growl, but it's not going to be too much of a problem. If we get our attack too low, we can use Leer. But this Chikorita is barely even going to do any damage to us because we're a rock type and it's only using Tackle. When it starts getting its grass moves, maybe Razor Leaf, maybe then it's going to be a problem, but usually this battle here is never that much of an issue. So this time we're going to go with the rival being Ben again. He likes the Larvitar line, and to be fair, in competitive, Tyranitar was an absolute demon for years. But okay, let's move on to Falkner, and at level 9 we also get it's level 8 we get Sandstorm. And we're going to breeze through this gym quite easily. I mean, Mud Slap, it's going to do alright damage against us. And it's only the Pidgey that actually uses... Oh no, the Pidgeotto does use it as well. My notes must be a bit wrong there. But yeah, the Pidgeotto does also use Mud Slap. And that actually creates a bit of a problem now. So, because our accuracy is lowered, we're not outspeeding as well. Again, the speed stat, I told you it was going to be a bit of a problem. We lose that battle, so we're going to have to go and train up a bit. And we're going against Bellsprouts in the Sprout Tower. I mean, it's in the name, so... Yeah, annoyingly, even a level 3 Bellsprout, when we're 6 levels above, is doing half damage to us. So I'm not even confident we're going to get through this battle here. We survive on 1 HP. But we had to go and train up in Sprout Tower just to be able to get to a level where we can do anything, really. So level 12 seemed to be the most consistent that we could do. Bite's doing half damage on the Pidgey. We can get Flinch Chance, that's one of the better things about Bite as well, which means I'll probably keep that move quite a while now. Sandstorm also is going to be really key. It can hit Pidgeotto, and that's just going to chip away at the damage. Mudslap's not doing very much now, but the reason we wanted Sandstorm was because of that Mudslap. If we're not hitting them because of the accuracy drops, at least Sandstorm's going to chip away at the HP, and we can hopefully hang on and take it out. But we get very lucky with the bites, we can get through Falkner, and that's a relatively easy first battle. But that speed stat is definitely going to really annoy me. And we can use Mud Slap as well. Now we've got that move, we can continue using that so we can get the accuracy drops we can give ourselves a few more chances to actually attack, but I'm not going to learn it yet. At level 16 we're going into Bugsy here. We've got Screech at level 15, which is a really good move in my opinion for the early game. If we can lower those defenses, Bite's going to do a lot more damage. But setting up Sandstorm right at the beginning, it can't hit us because of our typing, but it can hit everything else, so it's just going to cause consistent chip damage. We can take out the Kakuna in 2 hits because of the Sandstorm. And then we're onto the Cypher with a good amount of health and going up to level 17. We're not going to learn another move now for a little while. It's going to be in level 22 when we learn Rock Slide, which is going to be an absolutely key move for especially the late game with Lance. A lot of his Pokemon are weak to Rock, so it's worth keeping Rock Slide for the entirety of our run. And it's going to be a long time till we actually get a stab ground move, really. Like a decent stab ground move. At level 50 we get Earthquake. And yeah, annoyingly we lose that attempt, so I'm going to see how we do against the rival. And the big problem about this fight is the Bear Leaf. Right now he also does have Razor Leaf, which we're weak to. So the main thing is I want to set up that Sandstorm, do some chip damage. Ghastly's going to go down, no problem. Bite is super effective. And now the Bear Leaf comes out, so what we want to do is just see if we can do as much damage as possible. But Razor Leaf is going to do big damage, especially if it crits. If it crits, it takes us out in 1 basically. So yeah, I don't think, unless we keep getting lucky with those flinches, we do. So this could be a first time victory. Zubat is not very powerful. So is 1 bite going to be enough? No, it's going to be 2. We get the flinch and we take him out. So the rival in Azalea is a first time victory. So we need to go and have another go against Bugsy. And this time, we're maybe a level or 2 higher than what we were. We need to go into this with a better strategy, really. I had Screech there and I didn't use it last time. We're level 20 this time. 2 levels away from having Rock Slide, which to be honest actually would be a good move to have if we're going against that, that Cypher. But at the same time, I also don't want to be too high level to get past Bugsy. I mean, it's a second gym. I don't feel like I need to be level 20 for this. It was just the way the levels played out. And we get very lucky with the flinches on Bite. I'm not really too sure why I'm using Screech here, to be honest. And yeah, I poisoned myself, so to be fair, this was not very good. Why have I done this bit of footage? So yeah, we can take it out with Bite. We can then move into the Cypher. And we can set up Sandstorm again. Annoyingly, he has set up his Fury Cutter. If we get hit too many times, that's us gone. So we're gonna go for Bite here. It doesn't do very much damage. Sandstorm's hitting. Yeah, I don't think we're even going to do this attempt, so unless we can outspeed. No, Fury Cutter misses, so to be fair, we still won, but that's bad strategy on my point. If I'd used Screech, we probably would have had a better time in that battle. But we do pick up Fury Cutter. It's not a move that we can learn via TM, so it's just going to get sold so we can get a bit more money. And I need to book up my ideas, really. To be honest, the entirety of this run, I did not do the best strategies in my opinion. If I was going to do this battle again, I would definitely use Screech more in the early game. The Clefairy's not going to be a problem. We've set up our Sandstorm, which can do a bit of chip damage. We have learnt Rock Slide now. We're level 22. And look at the damage that's doing, a lot more. And then, annoyingly, the Clefairy gets Jump Kick on the Metronome, which is not good. We're on quite mediocre health here for going into the Miltank. But we are a Rock type, so Rollout's not going to do very much damage. Stomp's not going to do very much damage. So, if we can set up the Screeches, hopefully, Bite should do a lot more damage. Rock Slide should do a lot more damage. So Stomp still hits for 10 damage, so we can at least survive another one. And Rock Slide does really big damage, so it uses Milk Drink. I always forget the Miltank has that move. Bite's not doing very much damage, but we've put it into range for Rock Slide. And there we go, there's the battle. So first time victory against Whitney. You always like to see it, considering she usually used to be the problem gym leader when people were doing runs back in the day. And we can move on to Morty. Morty, I think the big problem here is going to be our speed again. I mean, Bite is going to be super effective move, so probably the move we use for majority of this battle. But Haunter and Gengar are both speedy Pokemon. Thankfully here, it uses Mean Look. If it had used Curse, we probably would have had to do a reset here. So 2 bites is enough to take down a Haunter. We've got about 49, 50 HP. And Hypnosis doesn't hit, that's really good. But it's going to be 3 hits from Bite. And we get put to sleep. So this might be a reset. Yeah, this is going to be a reset here. This is not good. Yeah, this is a reset. And I don't know if we're going to be... I don't know if that was just unlucky or if we're going to have to be high level to do this. So let's try again. Ghastly, we know it's going to go out to a Bite. We are 2 levels above now. We're going to set up the Sandstorm, and we picked up Dig in the National Park. So that means it's a stab move, 100% accuracy, 100 base power. So it's actually a very decent move to have at this time in the game. We just will lose more time by the fact it takes more turns. But it also means that Sandstorm can hit more. We can miss attacks, and it takes out the Gengar in one. So yeah, it's definitely the right play to be using. Level 29 was still not outspeeding the Haunter, but it goes for Mean Look, which is very lucky. And it uses Mimic after that. I actually never realised that Haunter has a Mimic. That's honestly quite interesting. I didn't realise they had Mimic in all the years that I've played this game. Thankfully, this Haunter goes for Curse, so it means it's definitely in a one-shot range. We had enough HP to take the Curse damage, and we take him out at level 30. And you can see that at level 30, our base speed's not even over 40 yet. So, how we were outspeeding that very first Gengar is beyond me, considering, yeah, we were maybe about 9 levels above, but Gengar is a very Ghastly, is a very speedy Pokemon. After that, I figured instead of going over to Price, let's see how we do against Chuck in Cyanwood first. We don't have the type advantage here, and it just seems worth my time just testing how we're going to do. And then I came up against the trainers in his gym. So we don't outspeed, and Jump Kick is a one-shot KO. This isn't good. Yeah, I tried this battle a few times, and honestly, I didn't even get past this black belt here. You have to hope that his Hitmonlee misses. Even at level 33, we're still not outspeeding it, and even Double Kick takes us out in 1. So I decided, we'll track back, we'll go over to Jasmine, we'll see how we do against her. And if we can't even beat Jasmine, then we need to go over to Price and do the Lake of Rage. So we do outspeed the Magnemites, which is interesting. So we can take out Magnemites with quite relative ease. That's going to be a one-shot. We move up to level 35. And it's still going to be a while till we get a decent good move. At level 36 we get Scary Face, and then at level 43 we get Crunch. Crunch was a better move than Bite, so we definitely want that, but we're weak to Steel, so yeah, we're still not even going to do against them 2 gym leaders. We need more levels, really, if it's going to be consistent. So we go over to Lake of Rage. We're going to start the Rocket side quest. And it's not going to be too much of a problem in here. We've got quite super effective moves. We've been over leveled to level 37 now. We're going to outspeed most things near enough half our level. That goes without saying that we would do that. And the Rocket Hideout's not going to be a problem at all. And it's pretty much just a place we're going to use to just get up more levels quite easily. When you're doing a solo run, Gen 2 is very famous for the level curve. This is the late game, and you're still going against people who have got level 20 Pokemon. Even these Rockets here, their Pokemon aren't high level for this part in the game. If this was Gen 1, Gen 3, pretty much every other generation, these probably would be about level 40 right now. But they're not, they're level 23. And that's what makes it weird about Gen 2, that they decide to put this level cap in. I mean, it kind of keeps it balanced by the time you get to the Elite Four. Most of your Pokemon will be around that level 40 to 50 range. So I guess it gives you a bit of a bigger challenge in some respects. But the Rocket Hideout is not going to be a problem for a level 38 Larvitar. And the more and more this run is going along, I'm starting to realise just how bad Larvitar actually is. I mean, don't get me wrong, Tyranitar is an absolute beast, and when it comes around to doing that solo run, I reckon we'll probably get one of the quickest times that we've decided to go for. But right now, a Larvitar on its own, I don't think it's gonna struggle. We've got, which is really annoying because we also get very good moves via level up via TM. I think Price is going to be very easy considering we've got a type advantage with the rock type moves, but we're also weak to ice as well. So this is going to be interesting. If we get hit by an ice type move, we'll probably lose quite quickly. But we outspeed the Seal, we take it out in one Rock Slide. Rock Slide, it's a great move, but it also doesn't have the greatest accuracy. It's also not super effective against the Piloswine because it's ground type. Blizzard hits, does massive damage, but we still manage to tank it. The better move here is to use Dig. Because it's an ice type, to be fair, it's actually doing around about the same as Rock Slide, so yeah, we lose this attempt. This is going to be more challenging than I thought it would be. Price usually is never a problem. We know the Rock Slide takes out the Seal, so that's down. Next he's going to bring out the Piloswine because it has a neutral damage taken against it. I'm going to go for Rock Slide and hope we can get... no, it doesn't. He uses Mist. That's not the worst thing in the world. It means we get a free turn. Choose Rock Slide again. And if we can get a crit, that's 2 hit to KO. Oh no, it must be in a damage range. Interesting. Next comes out Dugong, and it hits with Aurora Beam. That's going to do big damage. Yeah, we can survive one more hit of that, but the thing we didn't want was the attack drop that Aurora Beam has. So we finally beat Price, we're level 40. Is level 40 going to be enough to take out Chuck? That's the next question. Jasmine is definitely a harder gym leader, even though we do have super effective moves. But I reckon Chuck is still going to be a problem. Let's see how we do against this Hitmonlee trainer again. It's Black Belt Yoshi. So we finally outspeed level 40. He goes and crashes, we use Dig, and that actually becomes a very easy battle. So it was a case of speed. That's all it was a case of speed. And next we're going against the Hitmonchan. I really hope he doesn't have Mach Punch. I misclicked there to use Bite, and thankfully he only goes for Comet Punch, so we don't have to worry too much about that. Fire Punch is not going to do much against us, and Dig can take him out. So that's Black Belt Yoshi and Louddown, and we can go try against Chuck. Biggest threat here is going to be that Poliwrath. Primeape, considering it does have rock, fighting type moves, it's a fighting type Pokemon, of course. Brown, what are you talking about? We can still do big damage with Dig, but thankfully he only goes for Fury Swipes. Best case scenario there, unless he used Leah, but now the Poliwrath comes out. If we get hit by Surf, we're probably going to go down in 1, so we need to hope this Dig takes him out. It doesn't, Surf hits, and we don't even survive it. We're 11 levels above, and we still can't tank a Surf. So you're probably thinking, what am I going to have to do differently here? First thing, we're going to have to set up Sandstorm. Can do chip damage, we can use Dig. And thankfully we've only taken the Leer at this point, so we do have full HP going into the Poliwrath. Main thing I want to make sure of is that we don't get hit by Surf. He goes for Dynamic Punch that turn. Is this Sandstorm? He goes for Dynamic Punch again. That's lucky, so we've won this one. But that came down totally to what the AI was doing, and if it had used Surf, we would have lost. It's really weird that it didn't use Surf, but Dynamic Punch is also a super effective move. So when the AI looks at it, it looks at what's super effective, what can do more damage, and it probably calculated at full HP, the Dynamic Punch would do more, so it went for that. Moving on to Jasmine. We know the Magnemite's going to go down easy. Can we now take out the Steelix? That's the question. If we get hit by Iron Tail, we're going down in 1. Oh, no. That Steelix is so overpowered. I mean, we're weak to Steel, so that doesn't really help at all. So, what can I do differently here? I don't think there really is much to do differently. I've beaten as many trainers as I'm comfortable going out my way for. We just got to hope that Iron Tail, because it doesn't have the greatest accuracy, doesn't hit. Most annoying thing is, when you get the Steelix down to lower health, she uses a Hyper Potion. You have to hope to God, or whatever deity you pray to, that Iron Tail, pray to Arceus, there we go. God of the Pokemon world. We managed to get past the Steelix there because it just couldn't hit us. Dig's going to take our last Magnemite, and level 41 we finally beat all the gym leaders, bar Claire, and we can move on to the Rocket side quest to complete that. So, in this battle the Golbat comes out first. We've got Rock Slide, which is super effective. It's a one-hit KO. Next he's going to bring out his Meganium, because it still does have, it still has Razor Leaf, which is super effective. It does big damage even without the crit. It's not super effective actually. Interesting. At least it didn't throw up the notification for it, did it? We know the Magnemite's going to go down. Haunter's going to come out. If we outspeed, yes we do. We get the dig off. One shot KO. Kadabra's up next. Oh no, it's not. Sneasel, he has the Kadabra later on. Faint Attack's not going to do much. We are a Dark type. Well, sorry. It's just not going to do much damage. It's Dark type when we evolve. I need to keep remembering that. But we finally take out the Sneasel, and we beat the rival first time, which made me feel a lot more confident about this run. But the amount I was losing to Chuck and to Jasmine, honestly, I was starting to get very tired of Larvitar and realising it's not as good as I initially hoped it would be. So, against Claire, annoyingly, all of her Dragonairs are really trolling. They have really good moves. They've got Thunder Wave. At level 49, we could outspeed most of them. We set up Sandstorm, but we're not one-shotting things. I think we're going to have to be level 50 where we get Earthquake to be able to do this. Because, yeah, she has a lot of super effective moves against us. So let's try this at level 50 where we get Earthquake. I've also taught Sunny Day so that Surf doesn't do much damage, but Earthquake is powerful enough to take him out on its own. We are 13 levels above, so you'd expect it to be taken him out in 1. And it's a stab move, so it has extra power. So the annoying thing here is going to be the Kingdra. I probably should have set up Sunny Day at this point, but Rock Slide also flinches, so we were lucky there, and Earthquake can take it out. And yeah, just by getting up 1 level to get 1 new move, we can sweep our entire team on the second try. And that's all the gym leader's done for Johto. We can move on to the Elite Four. We can see how we do against Ben here. And I don't think it's going to be that much of a problem, really. He's going to start with his Sneasel here. So, if we won't outspeed, to be fair. Sneasel is ridiculously quick. But Earthquake's going to take it out in 1. He always sends out his Meganium next because of our typing. And I don't want to set up Sunny Day here because... oh, we get another flinch. We are very lucky with the flinches here. So, next up is his Kadabra. I don't think we'll outspeed. We do outspeed. That's interesting. I mean, well, 19 levels above. We should really be outspeeding. And Crunch is going to take out both the Haunter and Kadabra. Easy battles. Magneton, we know is going to go down to an Earthquake. And that only leaves 1 Pokemon. So his Golbat, if he outspeeds, he doesn't. Rock Slide's going to take him out in 1. So, in the end, rival very, very easy for a Larvitar. And we're not going to let you evolve, mate. This is a solo run. The Elite Four is going to be a problem, though. Generally, they're all quite quick. They're all quite bulky. We do have Crunch, so... yeah, that's what I didn't want from Will, is the confuse rate. It's a very trolly team, in my opinion. Our special defense isn't very good as well, so we're on half HP and it's only 1 Pokemon down. Executor comes out next. Crunch is going to be our best move for this fight because all of his Pokemon are Psychic type. And we're down 17 HP. and we're only 2 Pokemon in. This isn't very good. We need to outspeed this Jinx, and we don't. So what am I going to have to do differently here? Well, I'll tell you. Let's go in. So, we do miss the Rock Slide starting off, and Confuse Ray hits. Very annoying. And then we hit ourselves in Confusion. And then we get hit by Psychic. Will is a very trolly trainer. If you don't have the right typings going into this battle, you're going to struggle. Even, we get Leech Seeders as well. This is so trolly. Oh, we're not going to outspeed the Jinx unless we're on a speed tie. We are on a speed tie. That's interesting. Okay, so it's actually looking a bit better now. Earthquake, we're going to go because we've got a stab on it. It's going to do about half damage. So, he uses Curse. That's not good. So, we're going to go for Crunch. Super effective. We take him out. 1 Pokemon left with a Xatu. We're going to go for Rock Slide. Will we survive this Psychic? We do on 12, and does it one shot? It does. So we beat Will's second try. Not as bad as I thought it was going to be. I thought we'd take a few more tries to beat him there before we found the right strategy. I didn't realise Koga would be such a problem, in all honesty. So, we know Earthquake's going to be super effective against the Ariados. You would have thought with having Earthquake as our main move that we'd breeze through this battle. But the Fortress, it starts setting up spikes. We take it down though. Venomoth. I always forget that Venomoth is a bug poison, not a bug flying. But even then we still take it out in 1. Earthquake would have been the better move to have used there. Then his Crobat comes out and we hit with Rock Slide. This should do super effective damage, one-shotting. Okay, so Koga in hindsight was actually a very easy battle. Super effective moves. We do outspeed most of his Pokemon, only just I would say. And we can move on to Bruno. Now in Gen 1 I always make a joke that Bruno is an absolute joke. In Gen 2, depending on the type of Pokemon you've got, he's actually really annoying. And I forgot this until later on, but when a Pokemon uses Dig, if you use Earthquake it still hits them. I mean, it makes sense, they're under the ground, so yeah. The biggest threat we're actually worried about here is, strangely, this Hitmonchan. It knows Mach Punch, so it's always going to hit first. Crunch was the wrong move to use there. I was going to go for Rock Slide, because I need to conserve some Earthquake PP. But yeah, the Hitmonchan actually takes us out, and that's a loss to Bruno. I'm starting to respect the guy a little bit more, because in Gen 2 he's no joke. Earthquake at level 55 still doesn't take out the Hitmontop, and I really should have went for Earthquake there, but considering I've got low PP on it, I need to conserve some to take out some of the others. Earthquake couldn't take out the Hitmonlee in 1. I'm going to have to use an Earthquake against Hitmonchan here as well. We're going to take damage from the Mach Punch. We're under half HP. And next up is that Machamp with Cross Chop. So if we get hit by Cross Chop, we're done. We're absolutely done. Earthquake still doesn't take it out. Hit it by Cross Chop, it's another reset. I never thought I'd actually have this many resets just going with the Larvitar. So first off, I'm actually going to use Crunch. This is the strategy that won it. So this is when I remember that Earthquake hits Pokemon that are dug underground. So hitting it with Crunch, we can chip off its damage, and then it's in range to get taken out by Earthquake. We outspeed the Hitmonlee, and then one hit Earthquake takes it down. So we're on full health going into the Hitmonchan. We know we're going to take some damage here from Mach Punch, but we need to take it out in 1. So now we're at 102 HP going into the Machamp. And we level up to level 56. We've got a decent amount of HP, but I still think a Cross Chop's going to take us out. So we've got to hope that it doesn't hit. Oh, we get a critical hit with Earthquake. Even better. The Onix is no problem. Earthquake's going to take it out. So, changing up the moves I was using and when, that was the difference to getting past Bruno. So far he's the one that took the most amount of tries, but next up is Karen. And Karen is kind of like the Agatha of this generation. She's It's got quite a varied team, even though they're all supposed to be Dark type, but the Vileplume isn't, and yeah, we don't match up well against the Vileplume. Earthquake's going to be our best move for it. And we take out the Umbreon without too much problem. Vileplume comes out, we hit our Earthquake through the confusion. Well done, Tari. And then Petal Dance hits. Yeah, that does a lot of damage. How am I going to get past that Vileplume? This is going to be annoying. I actually have nothing. I've got nothing to counter that Vileplume. Apart from one move. Which, yeah, actually isn't going to help us here because we are a male Pokemon. When you think about solo running in Gen 2, if you can help it, make your Pokemon female. Because the majority of the hard battles in this generation, you're going against male Pokemon. So Attract is going to be a fantastic move to use. In this circumstance though, Vileplume is female. So we can actually attract it, take it out. And yeah, that's the strategy we got past the Vileplume with. Next up is the Gengar. It's going to use Curse, which is annoying. But Earthquake's going to take it out in one. And we've got full health, so we can take a few hits from Curse. Murkrow is going to be weak to Rock Slide. But we miss and Curse hits. So that's not great. Uses Whirlwind, which actually does help us. It actually helps us. So Whirlwind switches us out with another Pokemon. When you get switched out, Curse no longer takes effect, so we don't have to worry about Curse anymore. So thank you, Murkrow. You made this battle a lot easier. And that only leaves the Houndoom, which is weak to Earthquake. We outspeed. And we take it out with a critical hit. So, one move made the difference there. Attract made the difference. If you've watched my last few videos, you'll have seen the power of Attract. Which is a weird statement to make in Pokemon, really. I think it's very weird. But, yeah, Gen 2 introduced the gender mechanics, and Attract is very overpowered, really. Lance is not going to be that much of a problem. We're level 57 here. You know what? In terms of the runs we've done so far, being level 58 with 57, going against Lance, it's actually a decent level to do it at. Flamethrower's not going to do very much to us. The worst thing that I could have done there would be set up Sunny Day. The only reason I had Sunny Day there was to counteract the Gyarados' Rain Dance. But we didn't need to do it because Rock Slide took it out in one. Rock Slide's going to take out the majority of these Pokemon in one. This is the reason we kept it from level 22. And yeah, we even taught Return for this battle. We didn't need Attract anymore. We are a male Pokemon. We're going against pretty much all the male team. And yeah, just having Return on our moveset as well. I always forget about it till the late game, to be honest. We can put it into Rock Slide range. And there goes the Dragonite. That only leaves one Pokemon left, and that's the Aerodactyl. So Rock Slide is super effective. Hyper Beam is not very effective against us, even though it does a lot of damage. But now he's open to 2 turns of attack. This one and the next one, but we only need the one. And there we go. Tari has become the league champion. Level 58. I wonder how quick we did that in. Consider it's a first stage evolution Pokemon. Pretty much most of the runs so far have been first stage evolutions. We're going to get onto, hopefully when it comes up on the wheel, we'll get a few more mid and late stage evolutions as well. So what time did we do this in? Let's have a look. So, level 58, Larvitar. And we did that in 6 hours 20 in-game minutes. So in real time that took me 3 hours 10 minutes. Which is kind of alright. It's not the best run really. The Mantine run was a lot quicker. The Magcargo run was a lot quicker by a couple of hours. So yeah, it's decent. But let's see how we do in Kanto. And this is where I realised Larvitar is awful post-game. Absolutely awful. We've chosen a different moveset for this battle. We've gone with Curse. The Pidgeot's not going to do very much against us. We do have Rest as well to recover our HP. And we go with Return. So we've set up 2 curses. We're very slow anyway, so why... Might as well just get rid of our speed completely. He goes for Solar Beam because it would be a super effective move. And we still don't take it out. That's not good. Yeah, that was a reset. Let's try this a different way. Maybe I need 3 curses to be able to get through it. Let's see how we go with that. So we're level 72 at this point. I misclicked there and went for Rest, but thankfully it didn't matter. Annoyingly though, the Pidgeot keeps using Mirror Move and copying our curse. Which isn't the worst thing because our defense is going up. But we can set up all the curses. We're fully stacked for this battle. We can use Rest, get our HP back. And hopefully by the time we wake up, we're on better HP than what we were before. But Return should now sweep most of his Pokemon. And this battle would only be possible doing this strategy because of that Pidgeot starting. It's not a good matchup for Pidgeot. The only reason that the curse doesn't take him out there is just because he has used Mirror Move to copy our curses. And annoyingly there, he also uses he uses Mirror Move Rest. Hopefully we're going to wake up first though. We do Return hits. And it ends up being a 1-hit in the end because we set up an extra curse. Next up is Executor. He's going to go for Solar Beam. But Return is going to do big damage now because we've set up more curses. Next up is the Alakazam. We're going to get hit by a... oh no, he uses Reflect. Even with Reflect set up, curse is still doing enough. Next out is the Rhydon. Uses Fury attack. But Earthquake is going to do big damage. So we're through majority of his Pokemon without losing basically any HP. We don't have Rock Slide anymore, so it returns the move to use against Gyarados. It's a 1-hit. And that just leaves the Arcanine, which we have got super effective moves against. Flamethrower, I guess, is alright damage there, but 1 with Earthquake is more than enough. And level 72, Larvitar takes out Blue. Which is not the worst level to do it at, in all honesty. But yeah, Red is going to be a completely different story. The thing I've noticed from all these solo runs I've done so far in Gold and Silver, if you don't have speed, pretty much Red is going to be extremely difficult. So the strategy we're going with is Curse, Rest, Return and Earthquake. The worst thing about this Pikachu is it knows Charm, which lowers your attack by 2 stages, so if you do get hit by it, you're then going to have to use 2 more curses. And you've got to wait for Rest as well, which gives him more chances to use Charm. But you need to have full setup on Curse to be able to do this fight. And it's just going to be a bit of a slogfest, just waiting for the right moment to strike the Pikachu. We know we're not going to outspeed the Blastoise that comes out next, so we've got to be able to tank something. It's either going to be Blastoise or Venusaur that comes out next. It depends if he wants to set up Sunny Day. But once we've finally got into a range that works for us, we can use Earthquake to take out the Pikachu. Return would have worked fine there. Strangely enough, he goes into Espeon next. Psychic's going to do big damage. We don't have the greatest special defense, and we're on quite low HP. So what we've got to hope for, does he bring out Venusaur? He does bring out Venusaur, so if he goes for Solar Beam, 1 Earthquake should be enough to take him out. I probably should have taken the time to rest there though, but Blastoise is out next. And he uses Surf. And this is where the big wall came from. It wasn't the Venusaur, it wasn't the Espeon. The wall in this fight was that Blastoise. So I tried this at level 89. I went up a lot of levels here just to... I tried pretty much at every single level cap just to see what difference was made. That Pikachu just became so annoying with Charm. Seeing it there used twice in a row, so that means we've then got to use every single PP for Curse. All the while, he's just using Quick Attack and chipping our HP. Not the worst thing, we can use Rest and get our HP back. And I've just got to hope he doesn't use Charm again. Although, out of every single battle I did with this, and to be honest, you're going to be quite disgusted with the end result of this video. So, every time that I went against this Pikachu, he only ever used Charm twice to hit. If it hit twice, then he never used it again. Which is an interesting... I don't know if that's hard-coded or or what, but it became really weird that he only ever used it to hit twice, and then after that never used it again. Okay, so in this attempt we actually got to the Blastoise with very good HP, but I'm not sure we're still going to be able to tank this Surf. No, even at level 89 we still can't tank a Surf from that Blastoise. So what level are we going to have to be to do that? Let's try this again, and this time we're at level 93. So we're going to do the same, we're going to set up our cursors. Once we've set up the cursors, and Charm stops hitting us. Charm is such an annoying move on that Pikachu. So we've got to here, we've got 248 HP at level 93. And I kept getting levels up just because I thought this might just be a case of having enough HP to tank one hit and then one shot. Because the next Pokemon you'd probably bring out after that is going to be the Snorlax. If it's a Snorlax, chances are he's either going to go for likes of Body Slam, or he's going to use Amnesia to start off with. And if he uses Amnesia, that gives us a chance to rest up and hopefully get some damage in. Okay, so can we tank it? Can we tank this? Level 93? No, we still bloody can't. So, just like the previous run with Tyrogue, we had to be level 100. And at this point I actually realised, you know what, Curse is not working for us. So we tried the Swagger strats. Again, I can't tell you how many videos now we've done this where I've had to use Swagger. But we've taken Curse out of the equation, we actually have the speed. And at level 100, what I'm hoping for is we can Swagger the Venusaur, it hits itself Confusion, we can Earthquake. To be fair, it probably would have... No, without the curses, it actually doesn't take it out in one, which is annoying. So we do need Swagger for this, to give us more chances to attack. But this means right now we also outspeed the Blastoise. So we can get a Swagger in, it gets confused, hits self-confusion, perfect, that's what we want. Earthquake is more powerful than Return at the moment, so it gets a critical, takes out the Blastoise. This is the very first time I ever got past that Blastoise. In about 40 attempts. Genuinely about 40 attempts. Annoyingly, the Snorlax comes out, he uses Body Slam. We need to survive one more hit. Well, he goes for rest, we go for rest as well. That means pretty much whoever wakes up first is going to be the winner of this, I think. So, now that we've recovered on the paralysis, we can use Swagger when we wake up. Forget that he always has Snore. I should really do a Snorlax Gen 2 run, see how it does. But he's not a Gen 2 Pokemon, he's a Gen 1 Pokemon, that's why I haven't done it yet. Earthquake does very big damage, and he goes for Body Slam. We need to outspeed here, and we do. So this is actually the very first attempt where I use Swagger. And Charizard's not going to be a problem, really, with Flamethrower. It is quite annoying, but 2 returns is going to be enough to take it out. And the last... And there we go. We've beaten Red, and it took us to level 100 with Larvitar to do this. Yes, Red. You can see me pausing here because I'm just like, oh my god, that is done. So yeah, Larvitar in hindsight, good Johto Pokemon for just the gyms. Well, halfway decent. Post game, absolutely dire. To have to be level 100 to be able to beat Red with just that Pokemon, yeah, it's Tyrogue level. I mean, we did it in a better time than Tyrogue, but still, that is not very good. But anyway, guys, we're at the end of the video. You know what I'm going to ask you to do. Please like, subscribe. We'll bring out more videos. Hopefully get you as the rival if you subscribe. We'll put you on there. And we'll see you in the next video.